What I'm going to talk about is how we receive healing from animals and how medicinal they are. Yeah, and from cats and dogs to everybody's favorite pet or whatever. People receive energy from it. They receive healing, and also sometimes we get special dreams, or where an animal helps us in the dream, and that's spiritual. Yeah, that's sacred. So, what this is saying is that we are not above animals. We need them, not just for food, but also we need them because they have medicine for us, and we've gotten a lot of really nice things from animals that have helped us in our times of trouble, our times of difficulty, our times of sadness, or brokenheartedness. A lot of times animals have been there to pick us up, to take care of us, to keep us going. To me, this um, says that they're not just animals. They're not just creatures. Who just know how to eat, sleep, and shit. That they are actually more than that. Um, I used to have a cat by the name of Z, and Z is the Lakota word for yellow. And um, my dad brought him up one time. My parents divorced when I was 2 years old, but they separated. My dad was from the Rosebud Sioux Reservation, and my mom is from Cheyenne River. So her and I went back to Cheyenne River Sioux Reservation. I have to explain that we're Lakota. Yeah, we're not Cheyenne. It's a river that's called that. The river is named after um, some Lakota, some Cheyennes, yeah, that were following that river to go home. They were trading with other tribes, and they got lost and ran into these Lakota people, and these Lakota people took them to this river, and they told them just follow that and you get home. Yeah, and to honor them, they named that river. Yeah, Wakabashahiela, that's Cheyenne River. To honor those guys, yeah, because they are our allies. The Cheyenne Indians have been allies with Lakota people for thousands of years, so that's why they honored them. Anyway, so excuse me. So my mother and I returned to her reservation when I was 2 years old, and maybe when I was about 7 or 8 years old, my dad started coming to visit. My mom was okay with that, um, and um, and they became really good friends. Yeah, my mom said, "I don't want to marry him again." She said, "But we're really good friends." She said. So he would come up from time to time, at least once a year. Excuse me. One time he came up, and I must have been about, I don't know, 12 years old or so. And he had this little tomcat, yeah? this, hang on, I gotta clear my throat. I'm gonna mute for just a second. One minute, 1 second. Okay. I'm double checking to make sure the mute button is off. Yeah, it is. Okay. Yeah, he brought this cat. He said he called it Z. Found a cat in the junkyard. Yeah, just wandering around. It's a little baby kitten, he said. And so he took it, and then he just traveled with it. Yeah, he worked here and there at ranches, and in the summertime, to save money, he would just sleep in the car. Yeah, find a place to sleep and just sleep in the car, and this cat would stay with him. And then when my dad went to work, this cat would take off and just wander around, and my dad would come back to that same location to sleep. And the cat was waiting for him. And my dad said, "This cat is really smart." He said, "He's not a normal cat." He said, "He's really kind of special." So he traveled with my dad, yeah, all the way from Nebraska to Cheyenne River, geez, Money Crackers, that must be about a 7 to 8 hour drive. Yeah, no joke. And this cat, my dad pulled in the afternoon, late afternoon, this summertime, and he had this cat with him, and the cat was real friendly. Yeah, he wasn't shy or anything, and as my dad brought him in, he was purring and everything, and it just had a good time. Yeah, so my mom put some leftover food out for this cat, so this cat ate, drank some milk, and that evening, my mom and dad would be talking Lakota, and I was, playing cars in the living room, and suddenly this cat got alive. Yeah, it was really got lively. I mean, and it would, we had a little hallway in the house, and what this cat was doing was it would, go to the end of the hallway and really run. Yeah, and you come out at the other end of the hallway. There's the living room on one side and the dining room on the other side. So this cat would run down the hallway and then turn towards the living room and would just slide, yeah, as it's turning, because it's really going fast. Then it would go down there and do it again. Then it was playing with its shadow and, pretending to attack, it's just having a good time playing. And I was just laughing and laughing, and I really think that cat knew that I was laughing, and I really think this cat knew, that it was making me laugh, that it was entertaining me. Yeah, and I thought, oh, that's so funny, yeah. And so my dad was only going to visit for about a month. And I was under the impression that he was going to take the cat back, And I was feeling a little bit sad, that I was going to, and I didn't say anything though, yeah. I just felt sad that, I started to feel sad. I think my dad could see that. So my dad, as my dad was getting ready to leave, back to Rosebud, he asked me, he said, do you want to keep Z? So I said, sure. Yeah, my eyes really lit up. Yeah. So he stayed with me since then. Yeah. And Z lived to be about 11 years old, and during those years, I have so many stories of this cat, and one of them that I really like to tell is was quite an adventure. I was about 16 years old, and so that would place Z I got him when I was about 12, so Z was probably about 4 years old. He was a tomcat, yeah. And, we were sitting outside. Again, my dad came up to visit. It was summertime. And when a couple years before, we took in a stray, a black cat, and Z and this black cat when they first met, they were always growling at each other all day long. They're growling at each other, but when it's mealtime, they'll be walking together and eating together, no problem. As soon as they get done eating, they're growling at each other again. It's so funny to see that, yeah? And the black cat was a female. Maybe that has something to do with it. I don't know. But they had a kid. Yeah, they had a kid, and we called it Tommy. And it was really, really nice, yeah. And but before they had the kitten, though, we were sitting outside. Like I said, I was 16 years old, and Z and this black cat were sitting outside too. They were sitting on the porch beside me. And they were just sitting there. Everybody was outside. There was no cable TV. I really like those times. I really, really enjoy thinking of those memories because we went outside, yeah. We enjoyed the cool evening. After, the day was really hot all day long, and the evening time, the sun went down. It was still light, but it was cool. So we'd be out there drinking iced tea and water and just talking. And my mom and dad were visiting, and Z and this black cat were sitting outside too. And so all of a sudden, Z's ears started moving. Yeah, they're just moving left and right. Then he seemed to say something to the black cat, and the black cat just sat there. So Z ran behind the house. He ran behind her. He came around the corner, and my mom in Lakota, she said, "Ma, look at what he's carrying." He killed a mouse. Yeah, we behind the house. He heard it from the front, and he ran behind the house. He killed the mouse. He had it in his mouth, and he put the mouse in front of the black cat. And the black cat proceeded to eat it. Yeah, right in front of us. So we were like, geez, you guys. I said I moved them around the corner so they could eat it, yeah? But I thought, you cannot tell me animals don't have feelings for each other. You cannot tell me that they're just beasts with no soul. This tomcat fed his partner. Yeah, he got a mouse, placed it before her feet, and she started to eat it. And he just sat there, keeping guard, just looking around, keeping guard, while his mate ate the mouse that he caught for her. That's love in my book. Yeah, that's love. That was outstanding. Yeah. And we were all just laughing. I said, gee, this Z is a gentleman cat, yeah? Excuse me. Hold on a second, my throat, and I have to clear it again. Okay. Make sure I'm unmuted. There we go. Now the second story that I want to share with you is, again, it's going to show you that animals are not just animals. That they're not just beasts with no soul. In this one, I was probably 18 years old. 2 years later, Z would be 6 years old. Yeah, and Z was quite a hunter by this time. Yeah, and excuse me, it was summertime again. And he heard something. He was just napping, yeah, on the couch, and all of a sudden he put his head up. He's looking around. He ran to the window. The living room is in the southeast corner of the house. So he ran to the east window, looked outside. Then he ran to the south and looked. Then he ran to the doorway on the south. He wanted to be let outside immediately. So I got up and I opened the door, and as I opened the door, I could hear a dog screaming in pain, a puppy screaming in pain, and another dog growling. I opened the door, and Z just ran out, just like a yellow streak heading out. He ran so fast. And there's a road in front of the house, a gravel road. And he ran over there, and when I looked over there, it was a police dog, a German Shepherd police dog. This was owned by a white police officer, not a tribal cop, yeah, a city cop. And this police dog was attacking a little puppy, just a little tiny puppy. And the puppy was screaming in pain. So Z ran over there and he jumped on the German Shepherd's face and proceeded to tear the German Shepherd's face basically off. Yeah, the German Shepherd screaming in pain, and the pain was so much that he couldn't even shake Z. Yeah, he couldn't shake him off, and he fell to the ground. And excuse me, Z didn't stop though. He kept attacking this German Shepherd's face over and over and over repeatedly. Finally, the German Shepherd, he was in so much pain. I think he passed out because he was just laying on the ground. Yeah, in the pool of blood. And then this puppy was just standing there shaking. Yeah, poor thing. And then Z looked at the puppy and proceeded to walk slow to the back to the house. And this puppy followed Z. So Z would look back and make sure the puppy's following him. And then, so when the puppy came to the house, we fed it, and it had some cuts. We washed it a little bit, yeah, tried to clean it up, and Z just sat there looking around, yeah, making sure that German Shepherd dog doesn't get back up. And so he saved this little puppy. Yeah, he saw a grown adult German Shepherd dog about to kill a little puppy. And he went and stopped this killer dog. Yeah? And after that fight lasted about, I don't know, maybe not even a minute, but within that time, that German Shepherd was basically, unconscious from the pain, and it had no face. The face was laying on the ground. Z tore the hide or the fur off from his face, so all you could see on the German Shepherd was just the flesh underneath. And the dog basically passed out from the pain. Now you might think, oh, poor German Shepherd, but that's not the way I see it. That German Shepherd attacked this puppy for no reason. Yeah, he attacked this dog, and that's a bully. And this little puppy was about ready to die. And Z saw this is injustice. So he ran over there, took matters into his own hands, and basically snuffed out a German Shepherd dog that was about 6 times bigger than him. Yeah, this is a big dog. And so I don't think anybody saw what happened. I think I was the only human that witnessed what happened. The household next to us, they heard it, but they didn't see it. Yeah, they heard like that, and they heard a German Shepherd screaming in pain. By the time they looked out the window, that German Shepherd's laying on the ground, and Z's walking back to the house with this little puppy. Yeah. Here you have a little cat. I mean, it wasn't a little cat, he's an adult cat. You have a cat who saw an injustice, that a little puppy was about to be killed, and that is wrong. So Z took matters, yeah? Z became the law, and he went over there, and he put that German Shepherd down so that the puppy would live. The German Shepherd attacked the puppy for no reason other than to bully the puppy. So Z settled that. Yeah, he brought justice to that German Shepherd very swiftly. So we started calling around, if anybody lost a puppy. We found the family that keeps that puppy. So they came and collected it, and we told them what happened, and they were just astonished at Z, that they were like, wow, a cat protected him. And the police dog belongs to a police officer who is racist against Indians. So a lot of Indians liked it that Z did that. Yeah. So that police officer never knew what happened. Yeah, he must have been out of town or something, because he drove from outside and he saw something laying on the ground. He just drove right by it. He went home and he probably thought, "Hey, where's my dog?" Yeah, and calling it, and nobody came. So he started looking around. And he walked over to that what he saw on the road, and he realized that was his dog, and that the face was torn off. Yeah, and so the dog had to be put down. Yeah, that's what happens when you attack babies. Yeah, you have a protector like Z around. You better behave yourself. But see, here you have, this is really amazing. You have an animal that saw that this was wrong. Most cats don't even give a shit about dogs. Yeah? But Z saw a German Shepherd about to kill an innocent puppy. It's a little puppy. And he wanted to go outside right away, so I let him out. And he went over and stopped that German Shepherd. Tore its face off. So that the puppy could live. You cannot tell me animals have no souls. You cannot tell me that, because I will say you are wrong. He protected this puppy so that it could live. He saved that puppy's life. There's many stories I can tell you like this. Now, I could do a whole week easy and tell you stories like this about this cat. And these are just two examples. And to me, they show that this is not, that animals, that, they have souls. Yeah? And, they know things before we do. And, so, anyway, I just wanted to share that with you, because it shows you that there's more to it than we think. And the reason why I'm bringing this up is because in let me think of the year, 1992, of the same day, 1992, probably at the same time, I got into a discussion with a Baptist minister in Eagle Butte, South Dakota. And I was asking this guy about this, and so what's your take on that? And he said that God teaches that animals will not go to heaven, that animals function only as physical beings, that they have no souls, that the way animals exist is because of the electricity in the brain, and it's pre-written in their genetic code, what foods they're supposed to eat and stuff like that. And then I said, but what makes us so different from that? What if we're the same way? What if, you see, we have brains too, and what if our existence is all depending on, the electricity that's in our brain, so that when we die, that electricity fizzles out? What if that's really what people think a soul is? What makes us so different from the animals? Then he said, well, but we have the ability to do good and to do evil. And then I shared with him this story about my cat Z. The German Shepherd chose to attack this little puppy and almost kill it. My cat saw this as injustice. And my cat saw that this little puppy was going to be killed. So my cat protected the little puppy and brought down the German Shepherd. Now, how do you explain that? I said. To me, I see that the cat saw that there was an injustice. The cat saw that there was something wrong. and the cat protected the weak. You cannot tell me there's no soul in that. And he would just get upset. Yeah, he got even more upset at that. And so when the 4-hour discussion was over, he was mad. Yeah, he was really mad. And he tried to make me look like I'm basically Satan. But the thing is, I told him, I just want to hear, how do you explain this? A lot of times you have children who are having some kind of difficulties, whether it's autism or personality disorders or whatever. A lot of as soon as you introduce an animal to these children, and it's not just children; it's everybody, yeah? Old people, adults, everybody, teenagers. As soon as you bring a animal into the room, the energy changes. There's a shift. Yeah, and most of the times it's for the better. Yeah, and where people are like, wow, yeah, and it just brings them to life. I saw a show this evening about a girl who's autistic. There's this place, I don't know if it's in Switzerland or Germany, but there's this place near the Alps where they work with children like this to help them to communicate with the outside world. They use horses. So they put them on horses and they walk with them, holding them, so that they're on the horse, and these autistic kids just come to life. So they help them. Yeah, they use this and they teach them, not teach them, guide them, and they learn from the autistic children at the same time. I thought that, wow, what a beautiful, beautiful institution to do that. And here it's the horses are helping humans who have difficulty. And then there's this place in Florida with the dolphins where children who are also autistic and have problems too go there. And the children just come to life because these animals have medicine. I think that's just amazing. Yeah, and then there's dogs that can sniff. They smell cancer, so they can help you in its early stages. Yeah, they sense there's something wrong. They smell it. So pay attention and go get your checkup right away, because you might catch it when it's really early and it won't have a chance. Yeah, you can catch it from developing into anything worse, and dogs can really help you with that. I think that's amazing. I think it's them real nice dogs that are mostly this way, Labradors, that are really good at that. Yeah. So we get a lot of cool things from animals. We get a lot of healing energy, healing medicine from animals. So you cannot tell me they do not have souls. Yeah, that's what I was questioning this priest that I was talking about a few minutes ago, when he said that animals are just beasts and they're meant for us to use. They're meant for us to enslave and eat and that's all they're designed for, and they're not going to heaven. They're going to be here too, and that shows you, that's oppression. That is, I'm better than you. I'm more powerful than you. I can't accept that because that violates natural law. Lakota Star Knowledge says that all life in its natural state is alive and has a soul. Yeah, it has two parts of the soul. And one of these parts We all have it. It's the same. This is what makes us relatives. This is how we're related to the plants and the animals, each other, the ground, the water, the stars, the air, the wind. This is how we're all related, because we all have the same peace inside of us. And that peace is a part of our soul. And that means animals have it too. That's sacred. So you see, animals, they're not just beasts of burdens to be used and abused and eaten. They're more than that. That's why we have strict rules. You take what we need and you give back. You give something back to the animal nations. And you apologize. And you say, this is to feed. And then you so that people may live, and then you give something back to them. That's keeping the balance.